Not too long ago, I compared the Ping G400 Max with the TITLEIST TS2, and it caused a bit of a stir. People were saying, you're comparing apples with pears. Well, you know what? Let's compare apples with apples. Let's do it, and let's do it now. It's just, wow. Let's do it. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel and this is your first time watching my content, make sure you consider clicking that subscribe button. Make sure to ring the notification bell and that'll send you a notification on your mobile or your tablet whenever I upload new content. If you are on Twitter, so am I. Make sure you check out that Twitter channel, and if you do like pictures and media and things like that, I am on Instagram and I like to think I post some pretty cool golf related stuff on there. Pretty much to do with the channel really, so make sure you check that out too. Now let's get back to this video comparing the TITLEIST TS2, which so far in 2018 has been pretty good, against one of this year's stalwarts of a driver, the Ping G400 Max. So here's how today's video is going to go, guys. I'm going to play a couple of holes with each driver. I'm going to play the hole out, see how I score. And as you can see down here at the first hole at Fixby, there isn't a lot. There's the TITLEIST and there's the Ping. There isn't a lot between them, a little bit of dispersion. First swings of the morning, not terrible. Let's see where these two balls go. Not gonna lie, this one could be lying better. Oh, that's good. Be good. We'll take that all day from there. So what about the TITLEIST? Now, because I've hit the fairway with this club, I'm going to go a club less. I'm going to go 7 rather than the 6 that I hit down there in the rough. That should allow me to hit a better shot, but I hit a very good 6 iron out of that rough. So swings and roundabouts. Oh yeah, be good. Sit, sit. Surely we're not going to birdie the first with both balls, are we? I heavily doubt it. Let's get down there. So as always, guys, I want you to comment on my videos, and this one's no different. On today's video, I want you to comment specifically, what driver are you using at the moment and why? That's it. Let me know why you're using the driver you're using. Could be price, could be looks, could be performance, could be fitted, hopefully. So as you can see coming down here, we've got the G400 Max, which was in the rough just short, and the TITLEIST pin high. So that tells me that although both drives were similar distance, the drive that was in the rough I didn't have the control over, so the distance control was lacking. They were both two very good golf swings from the fairway and the rough respectively. Let's see what scores I can make with the G400 Max and the TS2 driver. I guess testing drivers this way actually shows up how much or how little difference changing your driver can really make. And they can be the margins. An awful lip out there for the G400 Max. But I guess the damage was done by missing the green, which the damage was done there by missing the fairway, you could say. So is it the driver's fault that that ball lipped out? Now for me, The whole point in testing these two drivers together specifically is for the forgiveness factor. The G400 Max is a massive 460cc head similar to the TS2. The TS3 is its little brother, just like the G400 LS Tech would be the little brother of the G400 Max. But the little brother is better, well not better, but more... It's confusing, isn't it? Luckily I still have the golf balls I used in the previous test, G400 and TS3. I would change it to TS2, but you get the drift, don't you? Looking down at the TS2 as opposed to the TS3, which I have used in my bag a little bit, it's way bigger. It's way more surface area, which some people are going to like. Personally, I don't like it as much. Oh wow. It goes though, it just flies. So you see, and that ball came out of here. And the whole idea behind the TITLEIST TS project range is that ball speed will be maintained through shots like that. Tiny bit toey, but it felt great. G400 Max, I love the matte black finish. Not a massive fan of the butterfly effect, dragonfly effect. Sort of becoming in joke now, that with me. It's the Ashton Kutcher film. But I've never understood the colour scheme. Like rusty dishwater. It's just, wow, wow. You can forgive the looks of anything when you hit two drives like I just have done there. So a little bit of technology that goes into both these clubs. TS2, just designed for ultimate ball speed. We have the speed chassis, we have the ultra thin face, we have the ultra thin crown. That allowed TITLEIST to redistribute the weight on that head pretty much wherever they wanted it to make it as forgiving as it is. This year's TS3 is as forgiving as last year's TS2. No, D2, that was the one, wasn't it? When I did the fitting for these new TS project drivers with Nick, still got the T's, Nick, I was astounded by how the ball speed was maintained on off-centre hits. Which, for someone like me who does spray it across the face a little bit, as you've just seen, is a huge advantage, bringing that front to back dispersion way closer, way closer. So walking up this fairway now, and you can see both in picture there. Pretty good result, and for me the swing with the G400 Max was a much better swing than with the TS2, but the TS2's held its own, it's up there. It could even be past it, which is just a bit ridiculous really. Good citizen. That, and it makes it way easier, doesn't it? Both should be pretty good. Both those shots should be pretty good. When you've only got 80 yards in from the right hand side and the left hand side of the fairway, 2 or 3 yards makes no difference at all, does it? And I guess this is where you've got to decide with your driver. Are you trying to squeeze every little yard out of it? Or is dispersion more important? For me, dispersion is definitely more important. If I can hit 50, 60, 70% of fairways, covering my back there because I'm not sure what's good or bad realistically, I know I'm going to score well. If I send it out of bounds 3 times in a round, the dream would be dead, wouldn't it? Although I like to think with a brand new fangled, really expensive driver, I'd put my wedges a bit closer than that. You've got to take your opportunities. Par there with both balls from the middle of the fairway, 80 yards out. To be honest, for a professional golfer, a golf professional, pretty poor. Let's go to the next hole, let's see if the drivers make a difference. To be honest, I could game either of these so far, and this isn't the first time I've hit these drivers. I've spent a little bit of time with both of them, so it's not like a blind test, and I've only hit 2 shots with each. Because I've hit quite a few, to be fair. So out of these 2 drivers, the G400 Max and the TITLEIST TS2, I don't know why I'm holding them like a plate, but anyway. Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer the glossy black finish of the TITLEIST? Would you prefer the matte black finish of the G400 Max? What about the sound? You've got to say, and I've got to say, the TITLEIST TS range of driver is the only driver that I've played personally that can come anywhere near the M3 for the acoustics and the sound of it. because that M3 just sounds ridiculous. The G400 Max just feels a little bit kind of loud. Which is strange because with the forged face, forged is designed to feel soft, isn't it? So you'd think it would sound a little bit deeper. But then when it goes there, it goes that far and that straight and feels that good. It could sound like Britney Spears in 2000 on Helium, and I'd still hit it. And then for me, one tiny little negative with the TS2, and this is probably the reason I went for it over the TS3. For me, the toe just looks a tiny bit big, but the face almost looks too straight. But again, hitting it like that, it couldn't like Elephant Man, and I'd still hit it. Now in past reviews, I've called these clubs mid-handicap clubs or forgiving drivers, and yeah, they are forgiving, but who doesn't need forgiveness at times? For me, I think I really struggle to categorise drivers, especially now, unless it's like, I would class the Ping G400 SF Tech, straight flight technology with the weight in the heel to stop the slice. I'd class that as a game improvement driver. There's not many scratch players out there, or single figure handicappers out there, who struggle with a constant slice, is there? Well, unless they're really good at chipping and putting. But that's where I think Ping cater really well for their demographic and their audience. In forgiving drivers. In my eyes, Ping have always been known as making forgiving drivers. They've always been known as making good drivers as well. And on that note, I think pretty unfairly, Titleist have always been known as players drivers or better players drivers. And I find that harsh because Titleist have released in the past lots of really good forgiving drivers. The D2, for example, has always been that bigger head, and I know tour players have still used that, but it's still been pretty forgiving. The D3 was a bit of a beast, to be fair, if you didn't strike it out the middle. We've got one ball here, and I'm not gonna lie, I've just been up to have a look. There's one in the bunker. Which one's which? So we've got the G400 here, and 15 yards past it, albeit in that bunker, so that's going to hinder my score, possibly, is the TS2. So here, I've been punished for a better drive. And I've left that short, not a very good strike out the bunker, but was it a better drive? I knew these bunkers were here. Nobody put them there after I made contact with the ball, so I've planned the hole poorly there. That's not the driver's fault, that's my fault. Don't you just hate that time of year? Great shot to the temporary green. Oh. Saved by the wedge there for the TS2. Let's see if I can try and roll in a birdie putt from about 30-40 feet for the G400. Don't you just love golf? You've got to love golf, haven't you? That's a birdie for the Ping G400, even though it was 15-20 yards behind the TS2 off the tee, bringing the scores back level to go to the last hole. You couldn't write this, could you? Let's go. And as you can probably see, the fog is really coming in now, so this is going to be the last hole. I personally feel like I've learned quite a bit about these two drivers today. I feel like they're both very forgiving. You can pretty much strike them anywhere on the face and you're going to get decent ball speed, you're going to get decent angles. Obviously that face needs to be square to a target, but apart from that, if you're in the market for a fairly forgiving long driver and these two are within your budget, you're not going to be disappointed. Now this hole is drivable today off these winter yellow tees. I don't think either of them are going to be far away. Let's go find out where they are. we get down here, we have TS3 ball, which is really the TS2 ball, but I'm just too tight to use another ball and too lazy to draw the 2 on it, but you know what I mean. And G400 ball. So I guess driver-wise, the G400 has to take this hole. But let's see what happens with the score. Let's see if we can finish with a couple of birdies. You've not seen any today, have you? That's a chance. And guys, they are the fine margins between the Ping G400 Max and the Titleist TS2 driver. One shot took it in the end. The Ping G400 Max won with a birdie down the last, 2-putt birdie may I add. It was a fantastic drive off there. I was surprised the Titleist wasn't up there with it. In conclusion, for me, it all came down to this in the end, didn't it? It came down to the putter and the wedges as to how good the score was. So I don't see a massive difference in scoring using these two clubs. If I make a good swing, I get put in position. Hopefully then I can play a good wedge shot or approach shot and then hold the putt. But it is imperative you find a driver that you like, that you get fitted for a driver that you like and you can hit fairways with. Although the G400 Max did take it in the scoring, looks wise and sound wise and feel wise, I think the TS2 would just tip it for me. So guys, if you're looking for a winner for me between the TS2 and the G400 Max, I guess we're all winners, right? I've been James Robinson here at Huddersfield Golf Club. If you've enjoyed that video, make sure you smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you want to, ring the notification bell. That'll tell you whenever I upload new content. See you soon.